Okay, so we have Lily here and her buck and her little doe. Anyways, Monday, March 22nd, Lily lost her ligaments and we brought her into the kidding stall. And I didn't think it would be too long. She seemed like she was pretty much pretty far into labor when I brought her in. But basically, she ended up having first the little buck. And she actually did that before I was able to get out here and cleaned him off. Everything was good. She's such a good mama. I mean, this is her 4th time freshening, so she knows what she's doing, fortunately. And the second one that was born is the little doe that's over there. Both of them are both buckskin. Both have brown eyes, but as you can see, the little doe, he has a big white pole. Her white pole actually extends down her face. She has a very interesting, very pretty, flashy face. So, that is what went down for her in the way of kids. But, so she went ahead and had the buck, and then she had the little doe. And then something strange happened about 2 hours after. Okay, so the story on Lily is she pushed out the little buckling and then she pushed out the little doeling. Cleaned them up. Everything was fine. And something weird happened. A couple hours later, almost 2 hours later, she starts pushing again. And she ended up pushing out a mummified kid. This mummified kid in particular, I've heard of them. I kind of always wondered when it would happen with us because I know so many that's happened to. It had a sack. It was, enclosed in the sack. There was no water in the sack. He had been dead a while. Caden was with me. He wanted to kind of look it over. So we looked it over together. It had placenta stuck to the sack. And, we opened it up to find out, if he was a buck or a doe, and he was a buck. He was a big one. He was probably bigger than the buck that she has here, right here. Then right after him, she pushed out a very beautiful, lovely, weak, tiny doeling. And she was so little and skinny and weak, she could not hold her temperature here in the barn. It was not cold at the time. We're in a cold snap now. It was not cold. So my good friend, neighbor, goat mentor, everything, Patty Treese, was here with us. And so she actually was working with this little doeling because she didn't want to keep her temperature up either at first. Making sure she nursed, and everything. So it's so wonderful to have her here. She was working with her while Kaden and I took the little doeling in the house. We used the blow dryer technique and it worked, and her temperature came up. She actually sucked a bottle, not very much, but she did, and I got colostrum in her, and because that's very important. And we thought, okay, well, but she was sucking and she could stand, and that's 2 things that Ellie did not do in the beginning. Our little Ellie that we have here. And so we worked with her. She stayed in the house that night. The next day, I tried to even bring her out here to Lily to see if, what Lily would do. Lily immediately rejected her. And so we were like, okay, well, we'll take her back to the house. And she started to decline on Wednesday. And it was just very hard and frustrating. And by Wednesday, I thought, I figured I'm losing her. And so, I thought honestly on Thursday I would wake up and she would be gone, and she was still here. And so then by Friday, when she was still here, I thought, okay, well, then we're going to go to the vet, because I had done literally everything I knew to do for this little doe. So we took her to our vet, who we know and love, and she was diagnosed with pneumonia and she was septic. So she went ahead and gave her a antibiotic shot, steroid, and thiamine. brought her home. She sucked on the bottle. It was great. And then she even had a catheter in her jugular so that we could give her dextrose if she didn't suck on her bottle. So in the middle of the night on Friday night, she didn't suck on the bottle. So I gave her the dextrose, and then Saturday morning the same. Saturday late morning again the same, and it just continued. And so we realized we were losing her. She ended up passing away on Saturday night around 10 p.m. We were there. Kaden had simply got up to go get a drink, and she died then. And so she is buried next to Coco's little buckling that passed away earlier when she had him. And so that was that. She was so beautiful. She was a light buckskin. You know, these two are both buckskins, but she was a light buckskin, and I've always wanted a light buckskin in my herd, and so I was so excited when she was born. She was so pretty, probably one of the most beautiful does we've had born here. But she was just too weak. I really think somehow she did aspirate, which, you know, was the obvious cause of pneumonia, but I also think that her lungs may have also been underdeveloped. I don't feel like she was early. I just feel like she was underdeveloped. And I think it has something to do with the size of that mummified kid. I almost think there was more energy going to him than her, because these two, while she's small, she's fine, you know, and he's extremely healthy, this little buck. So she is buried next to the little buckling, and, you know, all in all, out of 7 does, and they were carrying 19 kids, and, you know, we lost 3, the mummified, Coco's buckling, the mummified kid, and this little doe. That's pretty good, you know, for the amount of kids that were born. I mean, last year we had no issues, no kids died. That was just a crazy good year, you know, but we are very thankful for the ones we do have, and we are just, you know, really focusing on them and everything. So this little guy here that's chewing on my hair, Caden's doe is Lily. This is Lily, and these are her kids, and so that's his doe. So he got to name her kids, and so he named them. The little buckling will be sold as a buckling, and he's from very good lines, and his mother earned her milk star in all 3 categories last year. So he is, and not only that, she is very, very good milker. So she's amazing. Every time I have some expectation of her, she completely surpasses it. I've been milking her morning and night, and she's amazing with the amount of milk she's giving, and so I can't wait to have her back on milk test and see her weights. It'll be very exciting. So the names are, the little buckling is Hill Valley Zeus. We figured he needed a nice strong name, and the little doeling is Hill Valley Athena. So, and as of right now, I'm still debating on the little doeling, but I'm leaning more towards I will probably sell her. As of right now, I have someone that is on a reservation list for her, so I will be contacting her if I do definitely decide to sell her. But anyways, it's just, I don't know, Lily is just, like I said, amazing. She has done so well. We are so proud of her. We're so happy we have her, and her udder is beautiful, and this is her 4th freshening. So she is really has shown me you do not ever judge a first freshener, and you don't ever even judge a second freshener, because when I had her as a second freshener, you know, she was just really, her udder was not big, but at the same time I didn't have her throughout her entire pregnancy. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, with nutrition, I don't know, but she has done amazing. And so, I'm sorry, he's like climbing all over me, but he is a healthy boy. She's taking her nap. And they're so friendly. They're like, I mean, when she's awake, she's all over me as well. So they're very, very friendly. Lily always has friendly kids. And we last year kept Isabella, and sold 2 of the other 2 does, and they live in Mississippi now. So we will see where these guys go. So check out the website. They're on the website. And you know, like I said, that was hard, and this is just real life farming. This is what it is, and not every day is easy. And you know, and I think my favorite quote for this year is, every day may not be good, but there is good in every day. And so that's really what we have, you know, tried to keep in mind every single day here. So no matter if it's a good day or a hard day, there's still good in every day. So we could go out and we could still see the kids that were super healthy and running around and playing and jumping and nursing and living the way they're supposed to be. So it's been good. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. We wanted to make this all about Lily. So this is all about Lily, and we will see you guys next time.